everybody joined in. 1 second. Oh, let me do this here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. I guess I should probably switch that picture out, but here, let's take a look here, and here. All right. Awesome. Here, let me add a broadcast to ShareVision. Start streaming. Here and here. Cool. I think that usually means it's connected. Good. Good, good. I think we're streaming here. Okay. Let's take a look here and see it's kind of coming through. Also live on ShareVision. See if that comes through, and let's see. And we are also live on Twitch. Let me just sort it out here too. See if that comes through. Oops. There. All right, also live on Twitch. So that goes here. Okay, good. It seems to be popping up there. Okay. ShareVision. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if it says I'm connected. I just can't see the streaming here, but I'm going to assume it's coming through. Let me take a look at another window here real quick. Let's see how that's looking. All right, give me 1 sec, guys. Let's see here. Okay, cool. Good. A little bit of a slow connection here. Not seeing the video coming through on ShareVision for. Oh, there it is. It seems to be coming through now. Maybe a little bit delayed. But cool stuff. Good. All right. So, guys, just wanted to say hello and hope everybody's doing great and having an awesome trading day today. So I'm thinking about doing this kind of this live show, essentially here for our lunchtime video instead of doing the recording. So, you know, if you guys have chart requests, feel free to plug those into. Feel free to plug those in the chat window, especially on YouTube. I tend to see those the most, and then we'll kind of go from there. Let me double check this here and see what we got here. Cool. And then we'll kind of go from there. Let me get this double check this fixed here as well. I don't know why it keeps on going to my speakers instead of my headset, but there we go. Cool. That's looking good. And then we'll all right, cool. Well, we're broadcasting to a couple different areas. We're going to ShareVision, so we've got that going on. Hopefully that's coming through pretty clean. Looks okay here so far, and kind of going from there. So anyway, guys, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. So happy lunchtime. Hope everybody's having a good lunch. Let me Reed, hello. Yeah, let me know what you guys are having for lunch today, so we can talk about that for a little bit. But everything we're going to talk about, of course, in this this session here is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. So let's dive in and see what's going on here today, guys. So the market, the SPX is down about a point, right? Down about $1 today. So that's kind of boring, right? So so it doesn't seem like much is going on here when you look at the monthly chart. At least not much of an effect here on the monthly chart. But the weekly chart, we're a double inside week, so the chop continues so far. What are we working on right now? Is this turning into a pennant? And we're going to break out of this thing because we just got below the upper Bollinger Band as it started to kind of scooch its way up. And kind of go from there, right? So, so pretty interesting stuff, right? We had a nice big contraction to expansion type move yesterday. I'm sorry, on Friday, off of the inside day, off of the ADMA, and we got a nice push up there, and it looked like we were gonna potentially get some momentum follow through here today, and then somebody hit the brakes, right? And so, does it have anything to do with this, right? This this ABC move right here, and it is possible, guys. If you zoom in, right, one of the things that we're looking at, this is clearly an impulsive move that we saw happening here in the on the SPX, right? Last week we got a big push up here, kind of out of nowhere, but we weren't surprised, right? Because we had this what we looked like this A B triangle, 1 2 3 4 5 down wave C, and then you had this A B triangle again, impulsive wave C up, and kind of finishing its way up. And so if you kind of zoom in here, one of the things that you can see if you look at a subwave of that impulsive wave up, we may actually be done, right? So if we tune in here, we get this. So we kind of have this this wave 1, right? We have this wave 2. 3, not the shortest wave, right? ABC wave 4 and 5, right? So this we may actually be done right here. And what we've seen so far going into today is some impulsive downside moves, right? So remember, when we look at this, this impulsive wave right here, right? We're looking at potential flat, right? So with 3, 3, 5, right? It could also be a zigzag, however you want to look at it. It could be a symmetrical move down, right? But we have this ABC. This, to me, it looks like an ABC. So 3, 3, and then what I would expect to happen if this wave count is correct is to start to see some impulsive downside action, right? So hey, you having some tofu, Reed? Nice. I love it. That sounds good. Delicious. Send pictures. Can we post pictures? I wish we could post pictures in chat here. So, but I have yet to consume lunch, but normally maybe one day we'll get this to the point where like we're doing these live streams right here. We're actually having lunch together and kind of looking at the markets. It could have like a cool screen in the background, and we could actually be eating something like while doing this. I don't know if that's disgusting or not, but or it might be fun just to kind of like a chat over lunch or something. So, but anyway, guys, so pretty interesting move, right? So just to start the day, right? And when we look at today's price, we're just kind of zooming in the intraday price section. This is not looking not impulsive, right? I mean, this was some impulsive downside action. It wasn't just kind of choppy, grindy action. We had a sharp drop here today, right? And so, so if we are starting an impulsive wave down, right, we would start with wave 1. And so the question is, right, this could right now at this point, this very well could be wave 1. We have this 1, 2, 3, ABC wave 4, wave 5. So this could be, wave 1 of 1. It could be the start of wave 1, but definitely seeing more impulsive downside action now than upside, right? Because the upside movement here is really, really grindy, very, very retrace-like going into today's action. So keep an eye on this. See if we get a flush here at the end of the day on SPX. If we do, that really could confirm the impulsive downside action that we're basically looking for. So, so we'll see how that goes here. In the meantime, it does look like a nice little trend reversal here going into the day. So cool stuff there. What else? So let's take a look and see. Let's take a look. Let's kind of dig in a little bit more here, and let's go to the SPY and see what kind of volume we've got coming in today. So SPY. Hanging on to its gamma flip level, right? So it got, we got negative gamma here for a little bit. It came back, retested it. It looked like it was going to be resistance and kind of worked its way down. This is something that we put in the bubble report this morning, guys. Anybody who's not part of our bubble report newsletter that comes out in the morning, that's Algo382 and I both, we do our L8 Wave show on Sundays, but we put a morning newsletter out for our group and for folks who just subscribe, signally to, alone to the bubble report, and we put out great levels out here and great geometric lines to get everybody on page for the day. And one of the things that we mentioned in the bubble report this morning was that SPY was looking a little bit steep right here. The next geometric line down that really connected multiple days was way down here, right? There's a one of the things you can do is what we call an intermediate geo. right? So we kind of have this, type action right here. So this was a clever level that did end up breaking down, right? So we had a bear flag here that ended up taking us down to the gamma flip level today. So, so pretty cool stuff there as well. Let's see. We'll see how we hold right here. But again, it's looking like that this could potentially be a wave one of the larger impulsive wave down. So we just have to kind of keep an eye on the price action, see how it goes. But in the meantime, we're kind of choppy, sloppy here going into today. One of the things that we do put out there is is our gamma ranges, and one of the things of the gamma range was that it was a pretty low range just going into today. Was a pretty low range just going into today, and sometimes that does imply that there's going to be some chop, right? And that's kind of one of the main things here. That's one of the main things here that we've been tracking. So, so pretty cool stuff. We'll see what happens. We'll see if they have any strength or action here into today. So, so good stuff there. Let's take a look at the S&P futures. Again, it's gonna be very, very similar to everything else we've been looking at. And let me see here. Bitcoin's starting to drop here a little bit. Let's take a look. One sec. Bitcoin getting a little bit of downside action here today. So take a little glance here. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff, right? So it was green this morning. It was looking okay. We were over the ADMA and over the bump line here. So we were going to see if we had if it could close that way, get any bullish action. But right now we're back below the ADMA on this one. So not sure if there's any news coming out on that, but just something to keep an eye on here. Just wanted to mention that was getting a little bit of movement here. So that being said, let's take a look at. Let's look at those S&P futures and just kind of see what kind of volume we've been having coming in here today. So pretty decent move at the first drop right here. So 41,000 contracts traded, and then volume started to tone down a little bit. We had this green candle right here dropped all the way down to 14,000 contracts, and that was before 10 o'clock. Right, this is on the 5-minute chart. By the way, just a quick note, just a quick little interruption right here. We got Piton. Anybody who's been following us for a while here, you can check out the links in the description with at least on the share vision screen. Piton having a rough day again today here. So definitely want to keep an eye on here going into the afternoon. Sharp drop on this one. It just got some chatter, just hit the social media chatter alert on this one. So I guess, one of the questions about Piton is, has it bottomed yet, right, off of this last move after earnings? So we do have a key level right here. We're coming up into congestion, to some prior congestion right here. So we'll see how that holds here at the 46 level, kind of where we go from there. And see, so this could be an area of support. So again, look, I would wait for some sort of strong bounce on it, but I also wouldn't chase it short here. I would just wait and see what it does here on the daily chart. In terms of volume, right now it's just kind of drifting down, but it looks like it might close with increased volume, but still pretty rough right here. So tough to get short now, but there's still be maybe some more downside if we break down below these levels. Right, the next big level down here is like around the 30 area, so that's one to keep an eye on here too. It's good stuff there. Let's take a look at. Let's take a look at Boeing. This is a name that was moving here today. Look at that. Beautiful push here today. We pointed this out as as kind of an action idea intraday today. It did give us a nice move to the upside, very, very strong move. And I like where it's closing right here. Did we fill the gap here? We had a gap right here. Let's see, low 234.28, high. Not quite. So we didn't quite fill that gap yet. If we close with a strong candle right here, guys, Boeing might be one to look at for a potential swing. Just saying out there. So. Again, obviously not investment advice, but something to look at there. So, and a couple other ones that we'll look at here in a little bit. But we looked at the futures. Let's take a look at the MES for anybody out there who likes to trade the micros. Again, obviously same chart. So, but interesting pullback here already early this morning. Lost the intermediate geo, right? Bear flag right here, and then that super breakdown off of that level. So, some good opportunities on this all in all today. The Qs. The Qs. One second here, guys. Let's see. I don't know why share vision's not coming through. Share vision's not coming through. It's kind of interesting. Where is it? These Forex. Not sure what's going on with that. So we'll see how that holds there going into this. Anyway, guys, sorry about that. So one of the things we're checking out here is the Qs. All right, so things have kind of slowed down here today. We got some nice impulsive action, gave us some short opportunities throughout the day today, and the Qs are actually in negative gamma territory, but we're still contained within this larger triangle range. So we definitely want to keep an eye on that and see how it holds. Right? If we stay negative gamma, we break down below this geometric line, the Qs could really start to push their way back here today. Right? Let's see with the IWM. Let's see with the small caps and see how they're behaving. So small caps, again, breakdown below the geometric level here provided in the bubble report this morning. Nice breakdown here today too. So some good relative weakness on this name. Let's see with the XLF, right? So why do we look at the XLF? Because we want to see what the banks are up to, right? So as go the banks, so go the markets, right? At least that's how so goes the the phrase, right? So this is actually below what's potentially the top of a bull flag here. So we could be looking at a potential breakout on this one coming soon too. So definitely another one to look at as well. Let me see, make sure everything's coming through okay here. It doesn't seem to be coming through very well on this this other media. I'm going to cancel that here for a second. One sec, guys. There, try this here. Create stream. Let me just try this right here. Something's going on with the connection. There. Let's see if it's able to connect here. Okay, I think that's actually coming through now. Okay, that's actually coming through here. Anybody who's joining us here on Share Vision, we're doing the lunchtime market update, and everything, of course, we're talking about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. Guys, one of the reasons I'm going live here is testing out this Share Vision tool because it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool what they're doing out there. They're trying to make basically a streaming service just for finance talk, right? And so some pretty good stuff there. And we're just kind of going through that and seeing how well it holds up here. In the meantime, the market is generally pretty quiet. So if you guys do hear anything in the background, it is my if you're like some ticking and stuff like that. That is my tick strike in the background, by the way. So just FYI. And I did happen to have the news on in a little bit. We did an interview this morning with Trading Composure on trading psychology, and it was awesome. It was epic. So anybody who follows us on YouTube here and goes along with our interviews that we do, we had a really amazing discussion with Trading Composure, and stay tuned because we're going to release that video, I think, on Saturday. This way you have some time to kind of sit back and listen to it. It was about a 40-minute interview. We answered about 7 questions that we got on Twitter. And it turned out to be a amazing interview. I learned a lot while talking and just listening, and I think hopefully it'll edify you guys as well. It's really, really good, really fun stuff. So, okay, so good. So that's kind of getting us a little bit caught up here on some of our market stuff. Let's take a look here. We got this. Today is the 15th. So let's see what the VIX and see what the VIX is up to here today. So the VIX is not doing too much, right? So we look at the VIX because it oftentimes can tell us whether the market is, kind of in panic mode, right? And right now it's kind of sitting kind of down with an inside day. So even though the market is kind of drifting downward here today, or kind of sideways down, it's just getting tight right here, which could lead us to think that it will potentially give us a contraction to expansion type move, and possibly work on that wave 4. I would like to see the VIX perking up a little bit more here intraday than what we're seeing right now, because we got that big flush right here, but it quickly reversed. So we're not really holding up here on the VIX just yet. So, but keep an eye on it and see how it goes. See if it tries to develop a little bit more strength here today, and if we can get a move from there. I'm going to pull up SPY real quick, guys, because I am still looking at some trades and some ideas here. So give me 1 second. And then we'll take a look at today what happened with Amazon, and is Apple going to go red? Right, so Apple actually did just go red. I'm going to pull up Apple right here. So it went red a little bit earlier, but this is a very interesting level for it, kind of right where we closed, right? So we're sitting right on one of our zones right here. We had a little mini harmonic move, and the real question is it going to go really red, right? So so for us, that would imply like a breakdown below the gamma flip level right here. But look where we found resistance here today on Apple. Right off of one of our resistance zones, right? Tried to take out the inside day high and then completely reversed off. It was strong at the open, but ran out of steam really, really quickly. And that's what I wanted to point about Amazon too. Amazon was one of the strongest names at the open today, and we cautioned our members to be careful because of the overall sentiment of the market, right? The potential for that wave B move, that wave C move that we were talking about earlier. On the SPX, right? So when you have that kind of bearish sentiment, that potential bearish sentiment on the market, right, we would start to get concerned that that we'd see pullbacks in some of the bigger names, right? And so that's exactly what happened here, right? So dips were just not really viable on this. So very, very, very tough here today. So so again, kind of groggy here on the market with the Amazon and the Apple, right? So so that's what happened with Amazon this morning. Came right into resistance, right into one of our zones, and we provide this to our members, of course. You can download it each night on YouTube, or I'm sorry, download it each night in Discord, and kind of get it going there. So good stuff there. What else? Okay, so that's Apple. Let's take a look at Amazon. Let's take a look at Tesla. Let's see what Tesla's up here. Let's see what Tesla's going here. And if anybody's here tuning in, if you guys want me to look at a chart too, feel free to put that in the chat window too, and we'll get to it if we can. So let's take a look at Tesla. So Tesla kind of looking like a little bear flagish right here, maybe bear pennant-ish. So we kind of have this move going. Right, so kind of a triangle breakdown here so far. See if it wants to get down and see a breakdown. Our target this morning was 1,000. We hit it generally pretty quickly this morning, and made a pretty decent move. Oh, I actually wanted to keep that up here. There we go. It had a pretty decent move there. So again, if we break down below these lows right here, Tesla might work its way down to the next pivot level. So that's another one to keep an eye on here too. Let me run through those. So we got those. We looked at Bitcoin here already. Let's look at a couple other names here that have been on a couple people's radars here. One of the big ones that we talked about was Tilray. Right. So this was a swing idea that we put out in our group the other day. So Tilray gave us a nice gap up here this morning. It was good for over a double on our debit spreads going into today, and it even got some chat today and put in an intraday harmonic, right? So around that time, it gave a nice little up move too. Tesla just got some news about delayed deliveries and stuff like that, so it doesn't seem to be moving on that news right now, but something interesting. Let's take a look at. So that was Tilray. So that was a good overnight on that one. We'll see. Let's look at the daily chart here on Tilray and just see what it's up to. Here, it's losing its appeal on this daily. It's doing what Tilray typically likes to do, which is reverse. It had a nice move, right? Nice overnight move and all that. So again, let me remove the harmonic stuff here too real quick so you can kind of see this chart a little bit clearer. More clearly. What have I done? Here and there. Oh, I had a lot of stuff on here today. Turning to a shooting star candle here so far. Again, we really need to see on Tilray how the daily chart's going to close to see if it gets us interested. But it did give us a nice overnight from Friday into today. So we'll see if it decides if it wants to stay strong tonight or if it wants to act like Tilray, which you can see right here, put in an upper shadow and just kind of flush its way back down again. Some pretty cool stuff there. We took a look at Amazon already. Let's take a look at Amazon on the daily chart and see what it's up to. Then we'll take a look at a few of the swing ideas or the sector ideas that we talked about going into today. So Amazon, yeah, it's basically forming the top of a flag pattern right here. So this is kind of what we were expecting it to do, kind of mid-month like this. So that's definitely something that we've been getting here. Cool. Let's see what else. Boeing we looked at. Boeing was definitely one that was had some relative strength this morning and gave us a nice move. So that gave a decent area there too. Others and that. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at Roku. In fact, let's go through the majority of the go-to list name right here and just kind of look at their charts. So let's see. So Apple we already looked at. Let's go to the 5-minute chart here. Apple is coming right off this geometric line here on the daily. Look how it found resistance right there intraday. Isn't that incredible? Right off of that level and right off of the resistance level. You got to love it when you know these things align like this, right? And you can see here, tweezer top too. Nice candle setup as well. Big rejection off of that major daily level on Apple. Really cool stuff. Very cool. Amazing rejection of that level on the daily chart. Let's keep this one up here for now. And let me make sure everything's coming up okay. Yep, still showing up. Good. Let's take a look at AMD. I'm just going to go alphabetically through a couple names right here. AMD is generally pretty bearish here today. AMD with an outside day here so far. Bearish engulfing, really. So that's not good. Right. Similarly, also came up a lot of our names this morning before the market decided to drop this afternoon. Hit a bunch of resistance levels like this throughout the day. And again, these levels we provide to our group. I'm going to take a glance here at the S&P futures and see how they're looking here today. Take a look at the SPY. SPY is actually getting kind of sort of interesting. Let's take a look here. I'm gonna go to SPX, guys. Give me one sec here. There might be a setup here. If let's see, anything over 4,700, 4,705. I'm not sure if there's any premium in those anymore. Let's see what we can see here. Apple's taking a hit. Let's see, 4705s. There's nothing in there. 470 calls. There's no premium left in those. Just crushed. 4,700 is the next big level. I wouldn't do anything over that, under that, but that is a. This market is just getting chopped here today. Yeah, there's no premium in that either. Wow. Nothing. That's crazy. So, market is just weak with these moves. Again, if this market continues to break down, guys, 4670 is possible here on the downside on SPX. Major strike level down there. Gamma flip level for us. The daily pivot's at about 4675, so that's the low of the day right here. So we got a nice sharp drop here below the low of the day here. Just downside. Just no momentum in this this price action here this afternoon, which is interesting. So 4695 has 4695. Maybe. How much? Is it worth it? High of the day. Might be worth it. Let's take a look. At 10 cents. Yeah, I mean, there's a 95% chance probability that those work out. Let's take a look here. We got about 15 cents in it. That might be okay. We can try it. Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah. Oh, it just dropped too. Just dropped there to like 15 cents. From 15 cents to 10 cents. Market is so groggy, isn't it? It's sitting the market on this thing is sitting at like 12 cents on that. 10 cents might have to be the way to go on that. Let's see if that works. It's a little bit there. So let's see how that holds there. For that again, market is just going really, really slow right now. So 10 is a little bit tricky, but we'll keep an eye on it and see how it goes. Market is overall just kind of bleh. Was it loud? I need to figure out how to do the sounds of this thing because I think the tick strike in the background is pretty loud too. I know, it's like on multiple areas. It's too funny. Seemed to post okay. 15 cents would have been nice on that. 15 cents would have been nice. But SPY, let's take a look. Let's see. Yeah, SPY is overall bearish on this. I think we're bearish on all time frames now. Yeah, we're actually testing the lower Kelton in the 60s on those too, by the way. It's kind of neat. So negative gamma right here. Amazon's starting to get a little bit of... Amazon's trying to perk up here a little bit. Just an intraday gap here. It just clearly a lot of shorts just got taken out of these levels right here. This is your next level right here, and then this level here will be pretty. Yeah, so that explains the big pop here on Amazon. Let's see if it can try to work its way up. It is an inverse head and shoulders right here, so we'll see if that can get going. Boeing starting to make a little bit of a move. Let's see. Boeing with a little intraday harmonic. A little intraday harmonic on that one. AMD, try to get a little bit perky here. Let's see. Amazon's making a little bit of a move. I mean, there's definitely the last candle right here on the 5-minute chart. The range of that was 5 points. So we'll see if it can continue to work its way up. Boeing we looked at. Boeing's just Boeing. I mean, it gave a nice move intraday, but let's see if we try to get going on that. The Bank of America is kind of choppy right here. Facebook gave us a huge, strong move this morning. Again, sharp rejection today too of the resistance level. A lot of those resistance levels got tested here today. A lot of those, yeah, 0.1, 0.15. 0.15 would have been ideal. So, we'll see how it goes. Take a look at IWM. Still choppy here. JP Morgan, choppy. Moderna gave a little bit of a spike kind of coming down. So this is, here comes Microsoft, guys. This is one of the weak names this morning. Right, so this is heavy, right? Heavy tech name too, heavy on the S&P as well. Very, very sharp downside moves on Microsoft this morning. It also hit some of our key levels that we look at intraday too, and is kind of holding that right now. But pretty interesting stuff there on that. Netflix had a big hit today, and a huge reversal. Wow. I'm gonna post. I need to post this chart in our Discord. It's incredible on this Netflix. What a reversal on this one. Look at that, oversold and a big bounce intraday. Nvidia, I'm sorry, Netflix. Let's see, we'll bounce on Netflix today from 15 SS oversold. Double up on that one. Nice. So that's pretty cool, that one. Nvidia was one of the sharper names to drop earlier today. And again, guys, anybody's just tuning in here to YouTube, we're just kind of going through charts here this afternoon, just kind of getting up to date on stuff I normally review really quickly on the lunchtime video, and just kind of giving an opportunity for input, live chart requests, stuff like that. And then you can just kind of go back and just see what we do during the day. This is actually probably makes a good nap time here, but it just is what it is, right? So a lot of times we don't see the type of major movement that around these kind of lunchtime hours here that we would see later. But anyway, interesting stuff right here. Let's see. I'm still keeping an eye on how SPY handles this gamma flip here. Looking interesting, actually. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Is that premium still there? Those 95s are already down to. There's still a little 10 cents in there. You think you can get filled for 15 on those? 15 might be tough. I think that it's just flirting with that $12.50 level. Anyway, guys, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about the interview that we did today. It was incredible. It's coming out Saturday. It's coming out Saturday. Cool. So that's gonna be a good one. SPY dropping here nicely. SPY dropping here nicely. Still negative gamma territory, which is cool. I like it a lot. What else? Let me just check some of my other screens right here, see if we've got any chats coming through or anything like that. Nothing there. Yeah, I'm not quite popular yet on Twitch. Just FYI, I'm not a Twitcher yet. But it's a way different world than like YouTube, and Share Vision's really cool. I'm enjoying the Share Vision. Live stream has ended. Oh, this is the new one here. Got it. This is the new one. All right, AMZN. Updated here. Live stream has ended. Oh, this is okay. Back on Share Vision. Cool. There we go. Cool. All right, so let's see how it holds here again. Still have the SPY pulled up right here. Definitely looking blah. So again, we'll see what it does. Again, I'm still leaning a little bit bearish based on the SPX wave count, right? So that's the big thing that we're tracking right here. So it does look like that we did put in a wave 5 move, right? Let's see if it's still on here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, and it looks like we're starting a fresh impulsive wave down, potentially, right? And so you can see here that we finished this ABC up. Final wave is an impulsive wave. Wave C would be impulsive, right? And we got finished wave B. Now we just need some impulsive downside action, some momentum. Activate that. There. Okay, cool. Some good stuff there. Okay, that's looking pretty cool. It's actually got the lunchtime market update thing there too. Cool. Well, if anybody's joining on Share Vision, really appreciate it. Good stuff. Okay. So again, SPX below some major levels right here, and again, here's the wave count that we're tracking here. We're going to look to see if we get any impulsive downside action. If we do, we might actually see some flushing into the close today if this thing really wants to behave like an impulsive wave down, right? Johnson & Johnson is getting a little bit of movement here. Give me 1 second here. Let's see. Out of the corner of my eye. J&J dropping here a little bit. Monthly chart is still green, but look at intraday right here. J&J getting a little bit of bearish price action here today. So FYI, see how it holds the lows right here. This is actually a harmonic pattern here. At least a bearish wing. It's actually a bullish harmonic, but a bearish CD wing, right? So here's your XA, AB, BC. Here's your CD wing right here. Nice. That's pretty cool intraday. We're gonna get that tweeted out here. 1 second, guys. Just reviewed this bearish. Pattern. Cool. Oops, no, I need to make that J&J. So do that one there. Okay. Discard. Alright, so what's this thing doing here? Delete that one. There we go. Alright, cool. Alright. So that's exciting. That was something exciting there on Johnson & Johnson. Not that I'm ever upset about a bearish CD wing on Johnson & Johnson. Let's take a look at Tesla. It's still kind of Tesla's still kind of chopping here below this triangle that we drew earlier. Apple is getting more red, so if you go with the title of the show here today, look at that going on. I know, read it, please. Dow is breaking down a little bit. Let's go impulsive. Come on, let's go. Amazon. Let's see how Amazon's doing after that last little pop that it had. Pulled back, ran out of steam, pretty quickly. Okay, so Amazon kind of made that move. Let's say we get silver. Silver is starting to perk up again here today, guys, and oil. Let's take a look at oil. Oil just doing a complete, just completely reversing off of that. Goldman Sachs kind of hanging out here today. Boeing, maybe bull flagging into the close. We'll see how that goes. Amazon again, upper shadow here. You know, kind of got a nice pop through these levels, right? Inverse head and shoulders up, right? Where's the inverse head and shoulders? Here's your neckline, right? So here's your shoulder. Here's your head. And here's a little bit of a shoulder right there, right? So, and then a breakout through that level right there. But pretty interesting how it does the. Amazon sometimes does these intraday gaps, which are just funky. Not fun if you're on the wrong side of it, but funky altogether, right? AMD still struggling here today. Zoom had a pretty decent day today. It's holding up. I'll show you the daily chart on this one. Show you the daily chart here. So decent candle, right? It's pushing over the ADMA right here, and just the volume really isn't there. But let's see if this one's getting ready to go, you know, at all. So let's see how it does at the close. But it is holding up pretty decently so far. Netflix we looked at a little bit earlier. Slow's kind of chopping around at zones right here. Nvidia below these levels, the Qs. Still down here on the Qs and negative gamma territory on this one again. We could see some selling pressure today. Roku down. SPX below our levels. SPY. Choppy, grindy. Hammer forming on the 5-minute chart, but resistance above on a couple different time frames. Tesla, we'll see the VIX. Let's see if the VIX is perking up. Well, the VIX tried to perk up here a little bit. A little bit of a harmonic in there, a mini harmonic. We have that going on. The XLF just kind of hanging flat, mostly flat all day. Hanging flat. So we got that going on here. We did point out an opportunity here on SPY, right? So we pointed out some premium thanks to Reed here on YouTube. Showing us the 46.95s. I would have liked the 46.70s, but the 46.95s still have a 95% probability of closing out of the money. So 95% is not too bad on a choppy day. So we'll see. We'll see if this market has any more action to it. But other than that, guys, we still haven't really gone through and looked at swings. Tesla, in our group, Tesla is going to. I'm sorry, Zoom is definitely going to be on the radar. We're going to check that one out. Speaking of Zoom, let's take a look at Chewy. We talked about that this weekend. In fact, let's look at a couple of names that we talked about this weekend. Chewy did not set up for us today, obviously. It's flagging here right now. So I think it should still be on the radar this week. It was in a lot of sectors that were strong. Earnings tonight, guys, just real quick. Quick interlude here. We got AMZN tonight. So keep an eye on the ChatterCoin on that one, right? So ChatterCoin, guys, if you don't have it, there's a link in the descriptions, for you to check it out if you want to. But ChatterCoin, basically, DKNG was Piton was chatted about. We looked at that here. NVIDIA we looked at earlier. Snap, Paul pointed that out in the Elliott Wave channel earlier for a cool move. Let's see what AMZN has in store for earnings. It's tonight after hours. So that's another one to look at too. This is kind of the big ones right there. Other names that we looked at, let's take a look here. So obviously that Home Depot's got earnings coming up this week, right? So a lot of retail names. Home Depot was looking okay, and then it was not. Now it's not looking so good. So hoping it'd stay strong here. So it's tomorrow before the open on Home Depot. Also, I believe Walmart's reporting tomorrow too. Well, that's a really big red candle right there on the daily chart. Wouldn't be surprised if it gapped up. Uber. Oh, goodness. Uber had a Morningstar reversal yesterday. Keep an eye on this name here, too, because a lot of times Morningstar reversals like to retrace. A Morningstar reversal can often be the start of an impulsive wave. Right? So see if this is wave 1, right, and wave 2 down right here on Uber. So look for a retest of the X. This looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, zigzag, B. Possible move down here, guys, on Uber, and then look to see if we get a bounce off of this symmetrical move. Yeah, that would be right outside of the 886. So look at this. This might take a couple days, but see if Uber holds those lows and if we start to bounce out of there. I think that's definitely one to keep on the radar. And finally, we had the metal names. We already looked at the pot names, Tilray. Let's see, what is it? CCX. X marks the spot. Still getting tight in that range. FCX is one we talked about last night. Maybe. Definitely didn't break out here today. Nucor Steel. Kind of working its way down here. And NEM with a move there as well. Just kind of getting tight. So Bitcoin perking up a little bit. NVIDIA getting tight. Apple's still red. AMD's making a little bit of a move here. It's getting a little bit perky. Maybe a reverse head and shoulders type move. And also a kind of a sideways flag, but running into a little bit of prior resistance here, so not going to mess with it. But other than that, guys, good stuff. We pointed out a couple cool names. We pointed out SPY breaking down right there. Reed helped us find some premium on that one. Really appreciate that. And we found we discussed the Apple move and the Amazon move today. The rejection and a lot of names that rejected their high levels. And the big thing that we're tracking going into the rest of the day and into tomorrow is the wave count here on SPX, right? So the wave count on SPX, guys, looking generally like the potential for a bearish impulsive downside move. It is going a little bit slow right now. But it looks like wave B could be done. We can clearly count here on the lower term time frames a 5 wave up, which we did right here, right? and didn't violate any rules. And so that could be the end of wave B. And if wave B is done, look out. We might see some more downside impulsive action. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe there'll be some news to play along with it, but we'll see. In the meantime, just chopping around, so it might be time for a nap. But anyway, guys, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thanks for checking this out as we continue to improve these broadcasts. And hopefully you enjoyed that. Get a little more participation in there than on the regular lunchtime video. And again, next time, feel free to bring some requests, and we'll take a look at them here live too. So thanks again for tuning in, and stay healthy out there. And remember your risk first, and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And we'll talk to you guys soon.